Welcome to Utah Valley University in this very historic moment for the institution. It is my great delight and honor to have you here today and to represent this institution as president of Utah Valley University to celebrate the groundbreaking of a new classroom and office building that will change our ability in a dramatic way to accommodate the growth and the successful mission of what we're trying to do here at Utah Valley University. Let me just say a word about why I think this is so important, and then we'll introduce our special guests who are here with us today. I've been asked repeatedly to say, how important is it that you have this building at UVU? And the phrase that keeps coming to mind is that it's not important. It's beyond important. It was absolutely essential. It was imperative for the carrying out of our mission here. And what's significant about that is that it reflects a not well enough known fact about this institution. A lot of people think that the reason Utah Valley is growing is because we live in the heart of an area that's the population is growing, and surely that's a big part of it. But one of the little known facts about Utah Valley University today is that our single greatest driver of growth right now are junior and senior students who are not transferring, who are staying to complete degrees. This is a sea change in what this institution has been able to accomplish for this valley and for the state. And so to be able to accommodate those students, to be able to provide spaces for them to learn and to connect with faculty and to receive instruction, we've just been at a space and a place, if you will, that has put it's been a limiting rate factor of what we've been able to do. This will change all of that so that we can accomplish what the state has asked us to do. And we are so grateful for the support that we've had to be able to accomplish this. So grateful for the leaders who are assembled here today and a number of those who are not here today that saw in a state that had a lot of needs and a lot of pressures that this was absolutely essential, that this was the building that had to be built for higher education moving forward. And so I'd like to tip my hat before we get into all the folks who have helped us build this building, get the support for it politically, financially. I'd like to pay tribute to the faculty, to the staff, to the community members, and ultimately to the students of Utah Valley University who have made this building necessary and possible in the first place. A round of applause for these great folks. With that, I'm delighted that we have joining us today on the platform Christine Curl, representing the governor's office. The governor could not be here with us today, but we thank him for his support. He was a champion of the building, again, under lots of pressure to do lots of different things, but his support for that was really crucial for us as we move forward. We're grateful to have Dan Campbell here representing the Board of Regents and joined by Greg Stauffer from the Commissioner of Higher Education. We appreciate that we had the support of the Regents and the Commissioner's Office to once again recognize that where there were so many needs and so many competing interests that this was something that had to be done. And so we applaud the stand that they took and the support that they gave for us. Steve Lund is representing our trustees with others who are here today. We've always had the full enthusiastic support of our trustees. We couldn't have better community support from those folks. At this point, I turn now to our great legislators, and we do have Speaker Lockhart here with us today. And if ever there was a champion of UVU in this building, it was Speaker Lockhart. And joined by our great delegation and others from around the state who saw the need, that came together. And so before I turn the stage show over to Becky Lockhart, could I just ask all of our state legislators who are here today to stand and be recognized, who ultimately were the ones that made this happen. So. Now, I've been thinking a long time, and I just haven't been creative enough to come up with a way to get back at Speaker Lockhart. I thought this might be my moment, but it's just not working for me, so I'll just have to tell the story anyway. But one of the lowest moments of my life was when there was a point in this legislative process when the UVU classroom building came out as ranked as the 12th priority on the building list. And I lost sleep, I lost hair, I may have lost children. I don't know what happened in a 24-hour cycle there. Speaker Lockhart, meeting with her, just kind of played right into the whole script there and just said, well, it's not going to happen. And we had such hopes on this and felt like we had the arguments were on our side, the facts were on our side, the needs were on our side, and I couldn't believe she was folding like that. But she could only hold that for about 10 seconds and then started to laugh. And then my aneurysm stopped on the spot. So I'll have to think about another venue for payback on that. But I'm grateful for her leadership, grateful for her enthusiasm, for her commitment to this school and what she sees as the potential here. And with that, I'd like to turn some time over to her to say just a word about this building and its importance. So thank you.
Thank you, President Holland. You know, the legislature actually can be quite boring if you don't try a few of those little tricks on your friends and colleagues now and again. That was really fun to see the look on his face. It was great. So thank you for inviting me to be here and to represent the legislature when we break ground on this incredible building. It's always fun to look at the renderings of what it's going to look like, but isn't it so much more fun when we're here to cut the ribbon and actually open the building? So let me just say that I have always believed that the legislature makes good and right decisions when we have all the information, when we have the facts before us. And this is an example of one of those times. We had all the information. The president and his team, the Board of Trustees, were all instrumental in making sure that we had all of the data, all of the information to make the case to the legislature how important this building is and will be to this community and to the state, not just to Utah County, but to the state as a whole. And we were able to get that information out to everyone, and the right decision was made to fund this building. And so I just want to say what an honor it is to be a part of a process that works when you let it work. And I want to thank my colleagues in the legislature, even the Democrats. They're great people. We work with wonderful people in the legislature, and my Republican colleagues as well as my Democrat colleagues. The parties work well together, and we do the right thing when we have the right information. And thank you, President, for getting us that information and helping us through this process. And we look forward to working with all of you in the future. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Speaker Lockhart. I do have to ask, does Representative/General Peterson now insist that you salute him like he insists that I salute him? Yeah, okay. We all know how the world works around here. Again, thank you, Speaker, for your leadership and your support and that of your colleagues and the governor who brought this home for us. Universities thrive and prosper only through a network of support, and there are others who may not have been involved in the immediate push for this building, but who've been consistent supporters of ours and who make a difference in our community. And I just want to take a minute to acknowledge their presence here today. We have our mayors, Mayor Jim Curtis and Jim Evans, and we're grateful for other members of our UVU community, the Foundation Board, the Alumni Board, our Community Advisory Board, National Presidential Advisory Board, City Councilors. Could I invite them all just to stand and take a minute and be recognized for their support of Utah Valley University? With that, we would like to hear some brief comments from others who have a particular connection to this building in some form or another. So first, I would like to hear from Joseph Smith from Method Studio, who brought a great design team together. We are so thrilled with the way this building looks. It ties in so nicely with our existing and distinctive look of the campus, but also brings some new lines and looks to the feel of campus and the spirit that this library has. That's a tricky thing to do, and they were so great to work with us in our kind of fussy ways about how to try to accomplish that, and then really designed nicely the spaces to be especially conducive to the learning environment, to the exchange process between faculty and students. Really some creative things done with a large classroom auditorium that I think every institution needs but doesn't get used that often. They came up with some really smart ideas to make sure that this is something that will get used throughout the day. They were just superb to work with. After hearing from Joseph, we'll hear from Rob Moore, Big D Construction. We loved working with Big D on the science building. They did a terrific job for us. And they didn't get the student life and wellness building. Just made them a little hungrier to get this one, and that paid off, I think, for them and for us. We're grateful for that and look forward to that association moving forward. Then David Conley, Faculty Senate President, is doing a fantastic job for us. Will not be here. He'll be here representing the faculty in general, but he also belongs to the college that will be primarily housed in this building. And then finally, John O. Andrews. At the end of the day, this institution is built for students, and this moment would not be complete except that we heard from one of our students, and John O's a fantastic ambassador and representative of our students. So with that, Joseph, let me turn it over to you.
Thank you, President. Well, you've heard from some pretty good speakers, and you're going to hear from some better speakers. They threw me right in the middle, so you might forget some of the words that I have to say. But really, this is such an amazing day, especially for all of us that have been involved in working so hard to bring this project to fruition. And really, this day represents the conclusion of the design phase of the project. There's still a lot more to go. The construction phase is a long period of time, but a very fun and enjoyable period as all of us get to witness this project coming out of the ground, and I look forward to that. When an architect does a design for a project, often we forget about how many hands are actually involved in the design work, and how many people are involved, and how many talents and great ideas come forward, and some ideas that don't make it to the end result. And I just want to take a minute and thank some of those individuals that were involved. The design team, even beyond the architect, involves the client and involves the university, involves the state, and everyone that has had a contribution and has worked with us hand in hand throughout the process. So first and foremost, I want to thank President Holland and his tremendous team here at Utah Valley University. President, your enthusiasm and vision for the project has been contagious and very refreshing. It's been very enjoyable working with you and your team. From the University Steering Committee, I want to recognize Dean David Yales, Kat Brown, Val Peterson, Jim Michaelis, Frank Young, and many, many others from their departments that played a significant role on the design of the project. It truly has been a pleasure working with these absolutely incredible individuals, top-notch, and it's been an enjoyable experience. I want to acknowledge the key role that the DFCM, the State Building Board, the Legislature has played in bringing this project to fruition. We couldn't do it without them. In particular, I want to recognize Kurt Baxter from the DFCM for his hands-on leadership and support for this project and this campus. We are looking forward to working with Dave McKay, who's the project manager for the DFCM, who we'll be working with through construction. And just thank each of you for all your amazing hard work and your invaluable contribution in making things happen for this project. The design for this project took on a bit of a different approach. It involved two local architecture firms. The firm that I'm with, Method Studio and CRSA, we joined in partnership to do the design on this project, and It's been such a great experience working with our colleagues over at CRSA. They're incredible individuals with a lot of talent and have been very easy to work with. I believe that our combined talents have resulted in a very smooth process and a very beautiful result, as you'll see in the renderings here, and then as you'll see when the project is built. From CRSA team, I want to thank Kathy Whedon, Jeff Nielsen, Murhad Sami, Erica Pimentel, Fernando Pittori. If I'm butchering your names, I'm sorry. Don Leslie, Rachel David, and Antonio Fernandez. You, again, truly have been a pleasure to work with and have made the process very seamless. From our team at Method Studio, I want to thank Basil Harb, Todd Kelsey, Becky Hawkins, Regan Nix, Kim Candelario, Kyler Hokinson, and Jason Joy, and many others in our office who worked tirelessly and dedicated themselves to executing the design on this project. It's been a real joy to see this thing come together from these great people. Also want to recognize, I've seen some of them here, our engineers that we have on the team that they're just top engineers in the state, and we sure enjoy working with them, and they have done such a fabulous job working hand in hand with the entire design team. So just recognizing Reevely, Colvin, Spectrum, Ensign, and Aqua Engineering for their work on the project. Finally, I wanted to state just a few statistics and facts for the project. The building is designed to be 245,337 square feet with 34 classrooms and many faculty offices. The design includes, and I think the president mentioned this, a 1,000-seat auditorium that has the unique ability to be split up into 3 classrooms. So you have 330 approximately seat classrooms at the auditorium, and it's a unique facility that there's nothing like it, I think, in the state or even in the western United States. So it's going to be a fantastic, very flexible venue for the university. In addition to the classrooms and offices, special attention was given to common spaces and circulation in an effort to create unique student lounge and study spaces. This was done with the goal of creating learning environments outside the classroom. It's very, very important, and the students were central to all the concepts that were driving the plan and the design of this project. The facility also includes a central plant component that will serve not only this building, but the library and the liberal arts building, and has expansion room for additional capacity for future buildings as well. The project has been designed to meet LEED Silver certification and to beat the state energy code by more than 20%. The envelope of brick, glass, and concrete has been designed to meet the state's stringent requirements for envelope design. And overall, the project has been designed to fall within the university's campus standards while giving it a unique identity. Let me close by, again, thanking all of you for your hard work and dedication to the project, and by letting Big D know that we're very much looking forward to working with them. They are a fantastic group of contractors and have done excellent work on this campus and throughout the state, and very much look forward to working with you and know that the building and construction of the project is in very good hands. Thank you.
Just get at it, he says. This is an exciting time for us, exciting for a lot of reasons, but first and foremost, wow, there's a lot of people here. Yeah. First and foremost, it's very exciting to be back. We have a rich history here at the university. Our projects, I'm going to refer to some notes, but our projects started back in 1989. In 1989, we had an opportunity to with Jim Allison, one of my partners, to be able to work on the Learning Center. This was a project we started in 1989. From 1989, we turned the project over in 1991. From there, we had an opportunity to come back and work on what we call the David O. McKay Event Center, now called the Event Center. And the project was completed in 1996. At the same time, you can remember some of the large projects going on in the state of Utah. Micron was here in the valley, and an enormous amount of work and activity was going on. From there, we had an opportunity to come, and as President says, one of the joyous times of construction is when we get to cut the ribbon. I think Representative Lockhart said that also. This is the time to celebrate. And now today, we're sitting here with a new opportunity, an opportunity to build a 240,000 square foot facility, 5 stories high. The balloons, if you look off to your side, they're a little bit lower than that probably, but nonetheless, wonderful opportunity. You know, the thing that is, as we reflect on opportunities, we also reflect on vision. We reflect on the vision it takes to be able to put a project like this together. The vision of the president of an essential use facility, not just a building, but an essential use. We look back on the projects we built, from the science center that's populating the workforce that's going to make a difference in the future. You look at the vision of the state legislature. This is a good time to build. It's a good time to take advantage of us, Representative Lockhart, and get the best price you possibly can. It's a good time. But it does take that vision. It takes courage. And I applaud all those in the state legislative branches and that takes that leap of faith and said, this is a good time. We got to give something back to the community. We got to give something back for our future. And now is that time. It takes hard work and passion, and we are so excited to be a part of that. The commitment is amazing. And as it goes down the line from faculty that shows the need, from a presidential champion, a president again that starts and doing the lobbying thing that you have to do to be able to get on the #1 part of that list, and to be able to have creation of this is the right thing to do. Legislators is making great decisions for the state of Utah and others. Without that, we have no business. You know, the opportunities in Utah comes from folks with vision and commitment, and we're very proud to kind of be the byproduct of that. You look at the projects we've had a chance to build, and that's why we're in this business. As we pass by the Science Center, and you look at such an impact that had in this community and in the campus. You look at the David O. McKay Center or the Event Center now. As we go by it every day, tell my grandkids, we built that. That's why we're in this business. So all of those who have been a part of this, that work so hard for the vision to create opportunities for us, our employees and subcontractors and others, we thank you. To my partners that are going to be a part of this, Jim Allison, who has been on the campus since 1989. Since 1989 on every project, Jim has been our champion, he's been our leader. To Bill Shadlow, who's going to be with us again as our project manager. To Bob Campbell, that's built some of the most exciting projects in the state of Utah, our superintendent, I leave you in great hands. And I am so proud to be a part of this project, and especially a part of the campus. Thank you.
On behalf of the faculty, I'd like to acknowledge a thank you to all those that have been mentioned, and perhaps extend that just a little further to all those that will maintain this facility once it's up. Our facilities are maintained in a remarkable fashion here, and I think sometimes the faculty think these things happen by magic, but I assure you they do not. Sometimes we forget that all learning takes place in a physical environment of some type. Our homes and classrooms, riding in a car, sitting under a tree, my favorite, a comfy chair, obviously, you can see that by looking at me. Research has shown that the physical environment in which learning takes place greatly influences learning, even though we are often unaware and rarely pay attention to the space in which we teach and learn. My own field of research looks at collaboration, and one of the strongest and most consistent findings in that literature is that the space in which one hopes to facilitate collaborative action matters, and is often identified by research subjects as a primary reason for the success or failure of the activity. I'd probably add that tasty donuts at the back of the room are more important, but the space does matter. So we know space can have a powerful influence on learning. Indeed, we might say that the way in which a space is designed will to some extent shape the learning that occurs there. So for example, a room with rows and chairs and desks facing a whiteboard generally suggests a learning model where I present material, you listen, and occasionally ask a few questions. Yet if we set a room up so that students face each other or sit in a less structured manner, we might convey a very different expectation in terms of interaction and the overall learning that occurs there. If you look at the architectural drawings of this building, you will see a variety of learning shapes and opportunities. Those have been described to you a little bit in the space. I'd also add that you'd see a remarkable amount of technology infrastructure that probably no one even dreamed of 20 years ago in such a space. This will allow for experimentation and adaptation to new learning styles, and I would add that anyone that has taught a post-millennial knows that they have some different learning styles. Perhaps not all good and relevant, but our job in this new space, I agree, will be to explore that, build on what works, and gently set aside that which does not. Finally, a personal note. I've had the good fortune of studying and teaching in buildings that are hundreds of years old and brand new ones. For me, neither was necessarily better than the other. I learned in both. What stands out to me, though, is the emotion I still feel. I am a loser, I agree. When I revisit those buildings or see pictures of them, I can remember hearing some idea for the first time, or in my case, finally getting something after hearing it the 50th time. So my hope and dream is that this building can be the same for future generations. Let us hope as former students drive by that it reminds someone of the day they got it, or even better, they might bring their own child and share with them the wonder of learning and what it has done for them. It will be a privilege to hopefully add to that in some small way. And in the end, go Wolverines.
Well, it's an exciting day for UVU. Not to echo the thank yous, but I would like to start with the legislature and the administration, the faculty, the staff, the board of trustees, and of course the students that help fight for this classroom building for us. If you haven't already realized, UVU has a space problem. It's as if we are tearing at the seams as a university. Space is at a high demand on this campus, and this building will help us achieve a solution to this problem. Before a serious focus on getting this building, UVU was forced to find different solutions to our space problem. We had to create hybrid classes, which are partially online and partially in the classroom. We also had to increase our online classes as well. Because of these temporary solutions, it was detracting UVU away from our goal of being engaged. I personally remember talking to fellow students in the hallway about this hope of one day having a 245,000 square foot behemoth building on this campus. The building will not only help foster a place of knowledge, but also a place of engaged learning. With its 1,000-seat auditorium, this building will allow speakers from near and far to come talk about their experiences. Something that I really am excited about with this new building is that it will continue the traditions of the connecting hallways. Students like myself enjoy the option of being able to wear sandals and shorts while going to class in the middle of January. We as the students are excited and thankful for the wonderful education that we receive here at UVU. This classroom building will be a wonderful addition to the already vibrant and diverse campus. Thank you for caring and seeing the value of our future. Thank you.
Well, when you see our students, you see our faculty, you see what this is all about. And it couldn't be more rewarding and exciting to be part of this enterprise. So with that, let's go break some ground.